The select case decision structure is yet another decision structure that makes the if then else if more efficient and easier to read, and is best explained with an example. Let's suppose we want to further restrict the interest rates to different brackets, with low ones for new cars, medium ones for used cars, high rates for consumers with bad credit, and cap them all off at 10%, which seems reasonable. This just describes at least four cases that are handled with the following code. Right after slide 8 comment. Select case, rate. The first case is between 1.5 to 2.0, and the message displayed is message box dot show rate and in double quotes percent is low rate for new car loans. Then the VB new line and the second message saying proceed with payment calculation. The next case is 2.1 to 3.9, for which we're going to copy paste the message and modify it to say that the rate is medium rate for used car loans and to proceed with calculation. The next range is between 4 to 9.9, saying the rate is high rate for customers with bad credit, but we'll still proceed with the calculation. The next case is when all the rates are greater than or equal to 10 or 10.0 to follow with a convention. Notice the use of the keyword is, and then the message box is going to say that these are simply too high rates. Rate is too high, and instead of proceeding the calculation, we are going to exit the procedure and ask the user to please try again, following this up with the exit sub. The last case is case else, that captures all the other possibilities, which in our case are the rates that are between 0 and 1.4. So we're going to copy paste the last message box and modify it just by saying the rate is too low, please try again, and exit sub. So we could have, instead of case else, used case 0 to 1.4, but we wanted to demonstrate its use because it's an important case of catch all other possibilities type of selection. So we're going to save, run it. Don't forget to enter all the required numbers, 12,005, as well as the interest rate of 2.56, which gets us the confirmation this is legit rate, the confirmation about legit term, and then it says 2.56 is medium rate for used car loans. And we're going to proceed with payment calculations. 1.15 or 1.56, either way, is going to show us the legit rate, legit term, and the 1.56 is low rate for new car loans. 5.56, on the other hand, is legit rate, term is legit, and this is a high rate for customers with bad credit. Entering anything higher than 10, say 12%, will give us the message that that is a legit rate, but it is too high. Just as the rate of 1.2% is going to tell us that it's a legit rate, but it is too low. As we practice further with in-class projects and assignments, we will deal with increasingly complex situations where a nesting select case and if then else, or the other way around, we might be called for. Now let's get back to the presentation and introduce the last part or last topic of this chapter, which is handling the input with user selection. So this is the last topic of this video and introduces several new controls which are designed to gather and validate user input at the same time. List boxes are typically used for text input, but could be used for numbers as well. Most of the time, a single line can be selected at one time, but listbox could be programmed to allow multi-line selections as well. Radio buttons are used for selecting one among several mutually exclusive alternatives. All the alternatives are placed in a group box control, and there can be more than one group on the form with different sets of radio buttons accepting different types of input. We will demonstrate this in our enhanced payment calculator application shortly. Finally, the check boxes are used to include multiple options in any combination with some, all, or none of them selected. This slide shows two examples of using radio buttons to validate loan term as either 4, 5, or 6 years instead of using TXT term text box. And additional options the buyer can choose when purchasing a vehicle are implemented with a set of checkboxes on the right side of the slide. Any combination including all or none of these options can be selected by the user. This is a point in the video where we switch to the enhanced version of the payment calculation program, demonstrate how to add some of these new controls and program them to make our application more versatile and robust. And we will do that after we take a short break.